Rats. Aren't they just the cutest? I at least think so, but the fact that I own them might give me a bit of a bias towards them. But I do love rats. They're just so cute. This is my boy. His brother sadly passed away recently. My sister also has 2 rats, and since I own rats and love rats, I thought, why not talk about them? So this time we're looking into the genus Rattus. I don't know how to pronounce it. We know this already. If you've seen my previous video, I don't know how to pronounce it. And I put myself into way too difficult subjects. The typical genus Rattus partus is Rattus, but there are also some rodent species that use the term rat even though they're outside this genus because they want to. The group is often known as the Old World rats, referring to the Old World as Afro-Eurasia, you know, before we quote-unquote discovered America. And these rats originated from Asia. Rattus are part of the Muridae family and in the tribe Ratini. There are 64 extant, meaning living, species of rattus. The most common and well-known rats are the brown and black rat. The brown rat, also known as the Norwegian rat, among other names. Why it's called the Norwegian rat, even though it doesn't come from there, we don't know for sure. The brown rat is widespread and common all over the world except Antarctica, which of course a bit too cold there for a rat to just like la 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 la. I'm an Arctic rat. Saying, would you want to be a rat on Antarctica? I don't think so. And it's thought to have originated in northern China. The fancy rat. From brown rats through selective breeding, we have gotten fancy and laboratory rats. They are both part of the same subspecies. Why? Fancy rats are the most common to keep as pets, but originally they were bred for blood sports. They have more colors and patterns than normal brown rats and usually live 2 to 3 years, but they can live at least a year longer than that. My boy is around 2.5 years, he's thankfully seeming healthy. And the other one, of course, recently passed, so he did just stick to the average, really just in the in-between. 2.5, about. Under fancy rats, there are also Dumbo rats, bred to look like Dumbo with big ears on the side of their heads. We think that my sister's rats are Dumbo rats because they look very different from mine. Like the body shape, the ears, of course the face. It's all very different. Sadly, rats are Sadly, rats are prone to tumors and usually die from something like that. But to end this section, I have to say pet rats are just like tiny dogs, pocket dogs. Yes, call them pocket dogs. They don't bite. I have gotten bitten once, and that was when I was feeding my other one that passed now. I was feeding them both a grape. They love grapes, and he missed because he had very bad eyesight. At least he was at least half blind, so he accidentally bit my finger. But it didn't like hurt badly. I got like a tiny scar, but that's the only time they've bitten. Like they put your finger in their mouth, but they won't bite it. All rats are very smart, so they need a lot to do. The black rat is also one of the most common rats alongside the brown rat. They likely originated from the Indian subcontinent, but now they live worldwide. Rats carry many diseases and have a resilient vector for many diseases, having an ability to hold many infectious bacteria in their blood. This makes them spread these diseases that can cause serious harm to others while not being affected themselves. Those were the two most common rats. Now take a look at 5 other living species of rattus and 2 extinct ones. Let's start with the living. The third most widespread type of rat is the Polynesian rat that originated in Southeast Asia and now exists in almost all of Polynesia, like the name would suggest. These rats often nest in trees, which I find interesting. Even though I think, according to Wikipedia, it was actually common for rats to nest in trees. And I didn't know that. That's interesting. The summit rat can only be found on top of 2 mountains in Malaysia. During the Holocene, these 2 mountains were connected, but now they are separated and the 2 populations are genetically isolated. Widespread in Eastern and Southern Asia is the Tanazumi rat. It is closely related to the black rat. An Australian rat, and one of the most common indigenous species of rat in Australia, is the bush rat. It's found in areas of New South Wales and Victoria. The Australian swamp rat is another Australian rat native to southern and eastern Australia. Now we are looking at 2 species that were endemic to Christmas Island, meaning they existed nowhere else than there. This rat is not actually part of Rattus, but nowadays thought to be of the genus Bonomus instead. It is thought they went extinct due to disease brought by black rats that came to the island aboard boats when humans visited the island. During 1902 to 1903, mass die-offs were noted, and sadly after that they were never seen again. The other rat native to Christmas Island alongside the bulldog rat was McClear's rat. These rats were unfamiliar with humans and not afraid of them. During a Challenger expedition, year 1872 to 1876, these rats entered their tents and shelters searching for food, running over sleepers and doing anything in a fight for food. These rats were also last seen in 1903, and it is also thought to be because of accidentally introduced rats carrying disease, but it is also possible that they hybridized with black rats. That was a lot of ranting around. I talk a lot, and I don't know what's wrong with me, why I want to research these topics. Well, I don't have much more to say. There's probably a lot more to learn, but I'm quite lazy, even though I do these. So, thank you for listening to this. All links are in the pinned comments since I cannot use my description yet with links. And you can check out my TikTok at Someone Strange in a Box. Yeah. Bye!